YouTube, it's Ep.15 here with episode 15 of the glorious podcast, Monday Night RAW review. And you know what? Monday Night RAW, in my opinion, was pretty good last night. Never thought I'd say it. I don't know if it's because Battleground was just so shit and it killed everyone, and they would take anything better than Battleground, which was almost any other thing. I don't know if that's why everybody thought Raw was good, but I really enjoyed Raw last night. It was a nice, solid episode. It wasn't, great, but it wasn't bad like it normally is. Raw has been slowly, over the past month, been getting a little bit better week by week. I hope they're able to kind of continue this, and then for the SummerSlam build, it kind of just keeps going up. That would be amazing. It's kind of weird to see, now all of a sudden everybody's starting to say Raw's better than SmackDown. It's been, for the last, year, it's been SmackDown's better than Raw, and all of a sudden, just as of, the last few weeks, it's Raw is once again better than SmackDown. There you go, Vince McMahon, you got what you wanted. Raw's back on top, at least for the time being. Anyway, let's talk about what happened last night on Raw, what made the show a pretty good show. When they opened, they didn't waste no time with a good opening to the show. Kurt Angle announces who Lesnar will face at SummerSlam. Obviously, we all knew the direction this was going to go. He ends up announcing Strowman, Reigns, and Joe. Fatal 4-Way. Now, like I said before, I'm not a fan of having a bunch of Fatal 4-Way, triple threat matches, and all that kind of stuff at, the big pay-per-views and stuff. I know WWE wants to get everyone on the card, but I'm not a fan of it. But I am okay with this match. This will probably be the main event of SummerSlam, unless something else happens, like Kurt Angle or Triple H have a match. This will probably be the main event. This is actually a really stacked match. I mean, you got Brock Lesnar, Samoa Joe, Roman Reigns, and Braun Strowman. This could go any way here. Rumors are Reigns will win because Lesnar's apparently leaving. Strowman was originally supposed to maybe win the match. And then you got Joe in there. You never know if he could win. It's really an unpredictable match. So I'm really looking forward to this match. And then the opening segment, too. They started going tearing each other apart. That was good. Who was it? Strowman almost killed one of the security guards. That's how you start a show. That's how you get people going. That's how you get the crowd into it. They're pumped up. And then you follow it up with Elias Samson and Finn Balor. They've had a match the last 3 weeks. Now, I said last week, I heard they're having this match again. I was I don't care about this match. Who cares? Big deal. No disqualification match, whatever. Well, I was wrong. This match was actually really good. Really good match to start the show. That was the first match of the show. Elias Samson ends up picking up the win. Obviously, Bray Wyatt gets involved to build up their match. Well, Bray between Finn Balor at SummerSlam. They let them have a good match. They didn't get Bray involved until the end. It was a decent long match. So it good fast. It was a very fast-paced show. The opening segment was fast. This match was fast. Things were moving along good. So Samson picks up the win. Bray Wyatt gets involved. And then there was an interview backstage that was on WWE.com or YouTube or their YouTube account or whatever. It looks like Finn Balor is teasing the demon gimmick again. So I'm guessing that Bray Wyatt will bring the demon gimmick out of Finn Balor. We haven't seen that since SummerSlam last year when he took on Seth Rollins. So we'll see that, I'm guessing, against Bray Wyatt, this could be a good feud. I mean, even though it's Bray Wyatt and he's been a mess as of late, it could be a good feud, a good build, too, between Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt, depending on where it goes. Big Cass and Enzo Amore have another match. They're building up Cass versus Show. Big Cass obviously picks up the win. Show comes out, he gets into it with Cass. Then Cass comes out tall again. So I'm guessing, sometime in the next 2 weeks or whatever, we'll find out they'll have a match at SummerSlam. I don't know what they're going to do with Enzo Amore. Enzo Amore is just, oh my god. He's hit an all-time low right now. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be Big Show's manager or something, whatever, at SummerSlam, but they really have nothing for him right now. Women's action, Nia Jax defeats Emma. Emma actually had an interesting segment backstage during an interview. Kurt Angle was getting interviewed. And then she came over. She was on Twitter last week saying it was her 5-year anniversary and she was just sitting backstage doing nothing, which it's a shame because I like Emma. She's talented and WWE just misuses her for some reason. I don't know why. She was one of the first ever in this whole women's revolution. Her and Paige. Anyway, she interesting interview backstage. Ends up getting a match with Nia Jax, and then ends up getting squashed in the match with Nia Jax. I actually thought maybe there's a possibility she could win. I don't know why WWE doesn't do something with her. Maybe move her over to SmackDown or whatever. But it's one of those things. It's just like I don't understand. Is it because she didn't want to do the Emelina gimmick that they all wanted her to do? That's probably why. Come to think of it, because apparently it was rumored that she wasn't all for the gimmick, but WWE officials were. So I don't know. That's stupid if that is the case. She deserves better than just losing every week and barely even being on the show. So I thought it would have been a smart idea to have her win there against Nia Jax, but I guess not. All right, cruiserweights, Tozawa. What the hell even happened here? I forget this segment. Tozawa, Titus O'Neil and Tozawa. They look like they're like kind of almost about to break up or whatever. I don't know. He's about to leave the Titus brand. Tozawa wants a match with Daivari. He gets Neville, and Daivari comes out, and Daivari attacks Tozawa and then attacks Neville. So I don't know what the hell. I guess Daivari's going to have to get in a title shot sometime soon. I did say a month ago or whatever, I do expect the cruiserweights to have some kind of crazy match at SummerSlam, kind of like where almost every cruiserweight's involved and the title is on the line. I don't know if it'll be like a 6-man match, maybe like a gauntlet match or something big for the cruiserweights at SummerSlam. All right, more women's action. Bayley and Sasha Banks. I thought this would end up being the main event. It probably should have been, being on what the main event actually was. This probably would have been better fit for the main event of the show. Anyway, number one contenders match for the Raw Women's title. Winner faces Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam. Bayley surprisingly picks up the win. I don't know what to think of this. I really thought it was either going to be some kind of crazy finish where both of them kind of like somehow get in the match. It's a triple threat, or Sasha picks up one. I did not expect Bayley to pick up the win, and I don't know what to think of this because it's like WWE said they would kind of like rebuild Bayley, repackage her because she's been remember last time Alexa Bliss, they just had a feud back at like Extreme Rules. We remember all that stuff. The build for it was awful. That segment they had on Raw, probably the worst segment in a long time in WWE. And the match at Extreme Rules was just an embarrassment. Like it was sad. The fact that they're actually going back to this is really surprising. After the match, I was thinking, is Sasha gonna turn heel? I was thinking maybe we could see a Sasha heel turn right here after the match, but they didn't give us that yet. I don't know if they're going to maybe add Sasha to this match to make it a triple threat at SummerSlam, or Sasha's either going to not be involved in the women's title match, which is ridiculous because I thought we were going to get Alexa versus Sasha one-on-one because, they had a good match at Great Balls of Fire, and I thought this would eventually lead to a match one-on-one at SummerSlam, but apparently we're getting Bayley versus Alexa Bliss. I don't know. Both women's matches right now at SummerSlam, Natalya versus Naomi, Bayley versus Alexa Bliss, are very... They really just, I don't know, they're confusing. It's what they're like, you're looking at them and you don't really want the match. You want, you'd rather have something else. I guess we have to wait and see how the build to the match turns out. Maybe things will get better. Maybe we'll change our minds down the road. But I don't know. I was thinking maybe this could lead to a Sasha heel turn either at SummerSlam or after SummerSlam. The Raw after SummerSlam. It's probably going to happen on one of them episodes based on what happened here. But I like the idea, even if they do end up adding Sasha to the match. I like how it kind of leaves the fans wondering, leaves us all wondering, if she'll get added. Why did Bayley win? It creates, kind of confusion. Something, you don't really see much here in this, this era of WWE. But it will definitely be interesting to see what they do here if Sasha eventually gets added to this match or she eventually turns heel. I'm thinking SummerSlam or the Raw after SummerSlam, to eventually set up another match between Sasha and Bayley. It looks like they maybe are saving a Sasha Bayley match for WrestleMania 34, that is. So that will be interesting to see where everything goes at from there. Jason Jordan making his Raw debut against Kurt Hawkins. Kurt Hawkins has been back in WWE for about a year now. It was about a year he came back to WWE right around the brand split. It was actually on this day last year. It was the first Raw of the new era. One of the best episodes of Raw I ever watched. But anyway, Jason Jordan, he had this very awkward interview backstage. It was probably one of the most awkward interviews I've ever seen. It just didn't seem right. He comes out, he picks up a win over Kurt Hawkins. Kurt Hawkins' losing streak continues. He'll never win a match, I don't think. He's legit, they legit brought him back to be, his a specific role is jobber. I don't know what to think of Jason Jordan yet. He didn't get really much of a crowd reaction again. I don't know, people, I feel like they're still, I don't know where it's going to go with this. I don't know what he's going to do. It's really interesting. I feel like actually a good idea for Jason Jordan right now would be, how about him versus Chad Gable at SummerSlam? That could be a great idea. Kind of have them two. They could probably put on a really good match. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with Jason Jordan. Honestly, it's still like we didn't really see anything on Raw last night that's gonna kind of give us an idea of where the direction they're going with him is. The Revival take on Gallows and Anderson. This is just like building up toward the match that I think will end up being a fatal 4-way tag team match, possibly elimination tag team match for the Raw Tag Team Championships. The Revival pick up the win. The Hardy Boys are there. Sheamus and Cesaro backstage. It's just going to lead to a big fatal 4-way match, which I'm kind of okay with too. Like I said earlier, I don't want many of these matches, but the fatal 4-way matches they're actually doing on Raw, at least the two that looks like they're going. Well, the one's already confirmed, but this one it looks like they're going to with the tag teams. I'm actually kind of okay with it. But the Revival pick up the win. The Hardy Boys, they come out. So yeah, expect to hear a match announced between all four teams sometime in the coming weeks. Then the main event of Raw. I don't think this was fit for the main event. I thought Sasha versus Bayley would have been a better choice. I actually thought that would actually be the main event. I was kind of surprised to see it wasn't. But Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins taking on The Miz, Taraj, The Miz, and Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, and them is the main event. The whole, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. Apparently, it's possible that Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins actually become a tag team and go for the tag team titles. It's very possible. They cut backstage to have Sheamus and Cesaro watching on the TV, so it's like they're actually maybe like considering throwing Ambrose and Rollins into the tag division. It means that the tag division is so like just weak right now in WWE. WWE needs to do, what a smart idea for WWE to do, is to put the tag team division all in one show. It would be perfect. It would there's just not enough tag teams right now to have like two separate titles. I almost feel the same about the women, that they should all be on one show. I think that would just give better opportunity. It would make the title more prestigious than it is, just over the fact that having two titles. I don't think they're gonna do it, but I don't know. It would make more sense in a way. But Ambrose and Rollins pick up the win, and then Ambrose walks away from Rollins after the match. Rollins wants to do the old Shield fist pump thing. Ambrose doesn't trust Rollins is basically what they're doing here. Ambrose still doesn't trust Rollins after what happened 3 years ago when he hit him in the back. He turned on the Shield, hit Roman, then took out Dean when he turned on the Shield. That was like 3 years ago. So Ambrose still doesn't trust Rollins. Rollins wants to put that behind him. That's basically the whole storyline here. But I feel like what eventually will happen is Ambrose will get over that, and then they'll actually become a tag team. And I actually do think they'll win the tag team titles by the end of 2017. That's my prediction. Mark it down right now. Ambrose and Rollins will be tag team champions at some point this year. That was it for Raw. And the match itself, I forgot to even talk about the match. The match was actually it was a little fun match. It was another fast-paced match, lots of cool action. It was a cool match to watch on TV and if they're at the show. Just an exciting match, I'd say. Even though there wasn't anything to it, it's not, you know what I mean? It was exciting. It wasn't boring. It wasn't slow. It wasn't, nobody interested. I was interested in it. It was one of those nights, Raw last night, where normally I'll be on my phone a lot on Twitter or whatever, kind of like not interested in what's going on TV. But watching Raw last night, I was actually didn't want to be on my phone. I actually wanted to watch what was on TV the majority of the night last night. So I knew right away that I was interested in Raw, and Raw was good because I was actually wanted to see what was happening. But that's it for Raw. Let me know what you guys thought of Raw in the comments below. Twitter, follow me there. In the description below, as always, the link. Subscribe for more content. Maybe I'll have another video later today. If not today, then episode 16 of the Glorious Podcast, SmackDown live review will be up tomorrow. Hopefully SmackDown is good. I don't know. I'm scared for SmackDown because all of a sudden Raw's been getting better than SmackDown. Battleground was abysmal. So I'm really scared for SmackDown tonight. I feel like right now SmackDown has a huge hill to climb if it wants to be at least as good as Raw was last night, or somewhat close, because SmackDown's been kind of on the downhill spiral for the last month or whatever. So anyway, that's it, guys. See you soon.